let's go ahead and talk about the IK arms and FK arms and the IK and FK legs. So something that's a bit unique here at ProRigs and located on our assets is going to be the arm and leg settings control. So those can always be found located at the end of the arms and usually behind the heel. Of course, this may vary on certain rigs. We do have some primates and elephants and other animals that are quadrupeds or just slightly different proportions than your everyday human. So of course it may be slightly different in those characters, but for the most part, if you are looking for the arm settings, they'll always be on the outside of the fingertips, and if you're looking for those leg settings, they should definitely be behind the heel. So let's go see what those can do for us. If we go ahead and grab the arm settings, you'll notice we have a hand scale, and on this one it isn't a single uniformed option like the base control. This one does allow for a little bit more play just because so much is not being driven from that one control. So here, if you wanted to squish the hand with an anvil or something like that, you do have a little bit of play to stretch and squash the hand in either direction. However, if you want the uniform scale, you can always just grab all three and go ahead and scale that hand up and down. You know, if it gets a bee sting or whatever it may be fun to animate, so it's nice that we have allowed the animator to go in and scale just about every portion of the rig. Next up, you'll see is just the IK arm, which is going to be the switch between the IK-FK. We have located this or put this on the location of the arm setting rather than on the arm itself. So if you have been familiar with other rigs, you may find that the IK-FK switch is actually located on the control itself. We found this to be rather redundant because then it's being set on two separate controls and mitigating between the FK and the IK. So for this situation, it sits on a third-party control that no matter which state we're in, IK or FK, it's going to remain untouched to what these are doing. Just makes it very easy to manage, and especially in the graph editor, you're not jumping between multiple controls. You don't have to unswitch this to go grab the control or use the picker or dig through the outliner. It's always going to be there for you. Next below that is you're going to have the Snap FK IK, or Snap IK FK. This is super handy and is really a nice function in the ProRigs assets here. You'll notice if I go ahead and quickly pose the character using the IK arms, if I like this pose but then I wanted to animate in FK, I could, of course, grab that arm setting, go here and switch on over to the FK, and then I'll have to repose all of that. That's very redundant and a waste of time. So we've added this super awesome feature of Snap IK FK so that there's no scripts, no shelves, no anything needed. It's baked right in there to the rig. And you can go ahead and just quickly switch. Let's go ahead and pop this back to IK and let's do both of these at the same time. And you'll notice when all I have to do here is go to FK because we are currently in IK. And there we go. All the math is done for you underneath the hood, super fast, you won't even notice. This is really great for if your character is holding on to a steering wheel or a desk and you want to let go and switch your arm into IK. Any of those scenarios, this is going to be insanely helpful. And of course, to go back to IK is just as easy. So you can see, no matter what, we can just quickly snap between the two. And now you'll notice, even if we switch, they're in the same position. So it's very fast, it's very powerful, and we really think you're going to like using it. Next up is going to be the legs, and it's basically a rinse and repeat, so I will go through that a little faster. But it is really nice. Let's say your character is running and then goes to jump off of a ledge or into a pool or whatever, the scenario might include or entail. You can see I'm just going to quickly pose the leg a little bit. And I will go ahead and switch between IK and FK. And now I will go ahead and snap from IK to FK. And there you have it. So now the leg did all the work for us. We don't have to go in and frame by frame and try and match those over the course of 1 to 2 frames. It's all done for us very quickly.